Download this code and get free GPT-4o from codegive.com, link in the description below. Certainly. In Java, testing URLs often involves sending HTTP requests and handling responses. This can be particularly useful for checking the availability of a web service, retrieving data from a REST API, or simply verifying that a URL is reachable. In this tutorial, we'll cover how to 1. Use Java's HTTP URL connection to send GET requests to a URL. 2. Handle the responses. 3. Check the status code of the response. ### prerequisites. Basic knowledge of Java programming. Java Development Kit, JDK, installed on your machine. Java 11 or higher is preferred for the HTTP client API. Step 1, create a Java project. Create a new Java project in your favorite IDE or text editor. Ensure that you have a src directory for your Java files. Step 2, write the code. Below is an example code snippet that demonstrates how to test a URL using HTTP URL connection and check its response. Step 3, explanation of the code. 1. Imports. We import necessary classes from java.io and java.net. 2. Main method. The main method is the entry point of our program. It calls the test URL method with a sample URL. 3. Creating URL and HTTP URL connection. We create a URL object with the URL string. We open a connection using HTTP URL connection. 4. Setting the request method. We set the request method to GET, which is the most common method to retrieve information. 5. Connecting. We call connect, to establish the connection. 6. Getting the response code. After the connection is made, we retrieve the HTTP response code using getResponseCode. 7. Reading the response. If the response code is 200, OK, we read the response body using a buffered reader. 8. Error handling. We catch any I/O exception that may occur during the connection or reading process. Step 4, running the code. 1. Save your code in a file named urltester.java. 2. Open a terminal or command prompt, navigate to your project directory, and compile the code. 3. Run the compiled Java program. Conclusion. You should see the response code and body printed in the console. This simple application can be expanded to include more complex functionality, such as handling different HTTP methods, post, put, delete, adding headers, or even parsing JSON responses using libraries like Jackson or JSON. Feel free to modify the URL and explore different APIs or web services.